Did you know there's a set of attitudes and behaviors that can leave any woman breathless? And the most surprising part, it has nothing to do with looks, but everything to do with psychology. Today, I'm going to show you 7 powerful tips that can make you irresistible to women. They'll feel attracted in a way they can't even explain, and it goes far beyond the physical. But remember, this should be used responsibly, not to manipulate or cause harm. Now, before I share these tips, imagine how it would feel if every time you walked into a room, all the women were mesmerized by your presence. And not just any woman, even those you thought were out of reach. I'm going to teach you the secrets that make women feel such a strong attraction that they can't resist. Stay until the end, because the last tip, well, the last one is the real game changer. But even the first ones have the power to make you an irresistible man. But before we start, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, leave a like, and hit the notification bell. Without further delay, let's begin. Psychological trick. Number 1. Create mystery and uncertainty. Psychological insight. The human mind is naturally drawn to mystery and to things it can't immediately have. Women, like anyone, tend to value what's uncertain. Leaving some things unsaid or creating a sense of mystery increases desire. How to apply in practice. Don't reveal everything about yourself right away. When telling an interesting story about yourself, leave some details vague or say you'll tell her more later. In messages, leave some conversations open-ended so she feels the need to keep interacting. Example: you won't believe what happened to me last week, but I'll tell you about it later. This makes her curious, wanting to know more about you. Psychological trick number 2. Be empathetic and truly listen. Psychological insight. Empathy creates emotional connection, which is extremely important for women. When you genuinely care about what she says and show that you're attentive to her needs and feelings, it forms a strong and irresistible bond. How to apply in practice. When she's talking, ask questions about what she's saying, showing that you're paying attention. Don't get distracted. Show that you remember small details she's shared, like something she likes or a situation that bothers her. Example: if she mentions she's having a rough day at work, instead of changing the subject or trying to fix the problem, say, "I can imagine how stressful that must be for you. Do you want to talk more about it?" Psychological trick number 3. Be a little challenging. Psychological insight. A moderate challenge activates the instinct of female attraction. Women like to feel they need to earn something, that you're not completely predictable. A man who offers a slight challenge sparks their competitive side and interest. How to apply in practice. Be playful and teasing, but always in a light and fun way, without being rude. Show that you have your own opinions and interests and that you're not always available, creating a balance between accessibility and distance. Example: if she gives you a compliment, respond playfully. "You're only saying that because you're trying to win me over, right?" This adds lightness to the conversation while suggesting that she also has to put in effort to gain your attention. Psychological trick. Number 4. Ask intriguing questions that build emotional connection. Psychological insight. The right questions make a person reflect and open up, creating a sense of closeness and emotional intimacy. Deep and thought-provoking questions activate the emotional part of the brain, leading to a stronger connection. When a woman feels she can open up emotionally, she naturally feels more connected and attracted. How to apply in practice. Avoid superficial questions like, "What do you do?" or "How was your day?" Instead, ask questions that touch on more personal and emotional topics, like, "What makes you feel most alive?" or "What's the most impactful moment of your life?" When she answers, listen closely and ask follow-up questions to delve deeper into the emotions behind her response. Example: if you could relive one moment in your life, what would it be and why? This prompts her to reflect on an emotional and meaningful experience, and when she remembers it, she will relive those feelings in her mind, but this time associated with your presence, creating a stronger bond between the two of you. Psychological trick number 5. Ask her for small favors. Psychological insight. The Benjamin Franklin effect. When you ask someone for a small favor, it creates an unconscious sense of emotional investment and strengthens the connection between you two. Psychologically, people tend to like someone more when they do favors for them because it justifies the effort they put into that person, making them more valuable in their eyes. How to apply in practice. Start by asking for simple favors, like asking her opinion on a clothing choice or requesting a recommendation on something she knows well. These favors should be easy to fulfill, as the goal is to make her feel useful and close to you, without pressure. Example: can you help me choose what to wear for an event? I'd love to hear your opinion. This makes her feel important and involved in your decisions, building a deeper connection. Psychological trick. Number 6. Be unpredictable and break routines. Psychological insight. The brain loves novelty and surprises. Unpredictability activates the brain's reward system, which is constantly seeking new experiences. When you're not predictable, she becomes curious and eager to see what you'll do next, keeping the interest and excitement high. How to apply in practice. Change up your attitudes and behaviors from time to time. If you're usually more direct in conversations, try being more playful. If you typically plan everything ahead, surprise her with something spontaneous. Avoid creating a routine that's too predictable with her. Plan surprise dates or send an unexpected message. Small, unexpected gestures keep the attraction alive. Example: if you usually talk at night, surprise her with a morning message saying something like, "Woke up thinking about how amazing last night was. Let's do it again soon." This breaks the routine and gives her the impression that you're interesting and always bringing something new to the table. Psychological trick. Number 7. Show that you're not always available, mastering the art of ignoring just enough. Psychological insight. Scarcity increases value. When you're not always available, it triggers the psychological effect of unavailability, which creates curiosity and desire. People tend to want what's harder to get, and this generates a mix of interest and attraction. How to apply in practice. Don't respond to every message immediately. Create moments of anticipation, making her curious about what you're doing. This sparks her desire to get your attention. Maintain an active life outside of the relationship, showing that you have your own interests and commitments. When she realizes you have a full, rich life, she'll value the time she spends with you even more. Example: if she sends a message asking why you took so long to respond, casually say, "I was handling some important things just now, let's talk later." This shows you have priorities and aren't always available, which increases your value in her eyes. Now that you know these psychological tricks, let me know in the comments, which one will you try first? Or maybe you've already used one and it worked. I love hearing how these tips impact your experiences. So, share your thoughts, drop your comments, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to keep getting more content like this. And turn on notifications, because the next tips are going to surprise you even more.